All right, let's do this. No intro. Listen, guys, real quick before we get into discussion about Game of Thrones, for those in the Map family who are curious of what's going on, I am moving into the new place 80% over the past few days. That's why there have been no videos. If you want to catch up in full detail, go back and watch my The Whoop-De-Whoop #2. It should be one of the last videos I posted. Go watch that. That'll fill you in. Now, what's going on is I need to go, me and my daughter are going to go back to the old place. She's going to finish out 2 more weeks of school, then we're going to come back for good in this new place, the new headquarters for Make a Path Presents. This is a partial setup of what you're going to see both here, because if I'm standing up, you'll have one view of a background, and then when I'm sitting down, you'll have a different view, and I got something set up over there so we can have different style backgrounds. I'm going to also play with some other things, some upgrades coming, so just in case you, have been watching this channel for a while and you're like, wait a minute, where the hell is he at? This is weird. Also, with the new apartment, the internet is a million times better, so I'm going to be able to upload. Now, I'm an hour and a half behind right now because I was watching it late and had some other technical issues I had to take care of. Again, moving is a pain in the ass. But this means in this new place, because of the internet alone, never mind the upgrades that are coming, in this new place alone, because of the internet, I'm going to be able to have my reviews and first impression videos up, very shortly after the episode airs. And that's not just with Game of Thrones. That's with Fear the Walking Dead. That's with The Walking Dead Season 7. That's with anything else, Outcast, Preacher, whatever else I can, as quickly as I can, without interfering with the quality. If I have to sit down and think of some things or come up with some things, or if I'm really diving deep into certain aspects of something, whatever we're discussing, obviously I'm going to do that before I record. So now that that's out of the way, you guys know after this video we're going to be going back to the old stuff, and then in 2 weeks come back to the new thing. I might be bouncing around depending on if I have work to get done here and unpack, because it's just been hell. Moving sucks. Anyway, real quick, let's talk about Game of Thrones. I thought this was an okay episode. I really feel like after the powerful episode we had last week, we really came in and it was a little bit slower, and it was setting some things up, and I really feel like there was a large chunk I just didn't understand. I get the idea between the church, or the faith, and the crown coming together. I get the idea there. Now, I get how that would be a bad thing, and I get how sleazy this monk fucker is, but I just don't understand the technical side of it. You would think if they got Marjorie out of there and they just left, it was like, okay, you know what, fuck him, and that's the end of it. So I'm not understanding the technical shit, but we'll get there. Either you guys could put in the comments down below how that works, between the peace they made with the crown. Does that give the faith, the crown and the faith, does that give the faith more power now? And how does it put some of them into... you see what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get it. Are some of those people in the small council now? I don't get it. In the technical side, I don't think they would be. But anyway, just to give you guys an idea of what technical parts I'm not really understanding, to see how they have more power now. But I get that they do have more power. If they made a pact or something like that. Anyway, to back it up from the last episode when Hodor was holding the door and the girl was dragging Bran, I'm thinking, how far is she really going to get away? I mean, this is probably one of my... this is one of my all-time favorite episodes so far in Game of Thrones. It's definitely up there at the top. But the only flaw is I'm thinking, how far can she really get away? Well, in this episode, now we know that Benjen comes in and he saves the day with this kick-ass fire weapon where he goes through one of the white, he catches on fire, and he throws the white. It does like a flip somersault. Anyway, so he's killing the whites that are coming after, and then he saves the day, right? All right, whoop-de-whoop. Now, is he actually one of the characters we saw in Season 1? Am I mixing that up? Is that right? Now, I know HBO has no problem recasting actors that have already played roles. They did it 3 times that I remember with, The Mountain, Tommen, and then it doesn't matter. But anyway, Did they recast that? Is that the same actor? Was he actually in season 1, or did they just talk about it? I feel like we did see him get attacked, but we didn't see him get rescued. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment box. But I love Bran's visions because this is the first time we see the Mad King. I mean, if we saw a little clip in a previous episode, I missed it. But I feel like this is gives us a neat little look at something we've been hearing about since and this is for all the TV only fans, book readers. You guys have been knowing about this for a while. But TV only fans, you're seeing these glimpses of the Mad King, and then Jaime when he sits down on the Iron Throne. I thought that shit was epic. Let's talk about Sam's dad for a second here. He is a dick. I mean, I felt real bad for Sam and Gilly there. Listen, you guys know I'm not really into that story at all. I'm waiting for the payoff. I'm kind of like, okay, you know what? I'm done with this story. I'm waiting for the payoff. But then as Sam's leaving and he takes a sword. Now the sword is it's made out of what? Valyrian steel, they said. So that's the steel that can actually kill the White Walkers, okay? If I didn't mix that up. Same kind of sword that Jon has, because it's a rare thing. Anyway, if that's the case, it leads me to believe that Sam's story is going to circle back around with this sword. Either he gives it to somebody, that would be fighting in a battle, or he actually carries it himself into battle against White Walkers and Whites or whatever. Now, if that happens, will that spill over into the next season, or is that actually coming in this season? But I thought that was awesome, and it actually gave me more interest now to see where their story's going. Now, about Arya here, I don't know what the hell's going on, because I get it, she didn't want to kill the girl. She was growing fond of her, and Arya's whole thing is, okay, you know what, I'm going to kill bad people that she's going to get revenge on. Okay, I get that, I understand that. But for me, it felt like she put herself in a box where it's like, all right, he told me one way or the other, a face will be on that wall. So it's either my face, Arya, or, this actress's face. Even if she's a good person, or you haven't seen her do anything bad yet. It's like, if you die, Arya, you can't get your revenge. You can't possibly meet up with family out there. So you gotta bite the bullet and just kill the innocent bitch. I mean, just get it over with, because if you don't, you're dead next. And then she went to bed, or it looked like she was preparing to go to sleep with one eye open, so to speak. And, oh my God, the name of her sword's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, I'm not going to fuss over it. But yeah, she was laying down as if she is worried about when that attack is going to come. But I do like Jaqen's whatever. I like his response to the girl, and I still don't know that bitch's name, but he said, that's a shame. She had many gifts or many abilities. Don't let her suffer. And the girl turned around walking out with that shit smirk on her face. Oh, man. I want that bitch to die. Her and the High Sparrow, that grimy son of a bitch. I heard he was a Bond villain. He has to be perfect as a Bond villain, because when Tommen came out after they united the faith and the crown, and then they ended with that shit-eating grin. That was such a... If that would have been the cliffhanger or the end of this episode, I would have been so pissed, because that just seared into my brain, that shit-eating grin. I just can't wait for that fucker to die. I mean, it couldn't come quick enough. I liked this episode. I did. I felt like the emotional punch in the throat of the last episode, there was just no way they can top that in this one. And I feel like this episode does set up enough to make me a hell of a lot more interested now into the next episode. It looks like we are heading into some surprising action. Or maybe some people don't. Maybe I could be totally wrong. I feel like something's about to just pop off. We have so many different things happening. I feel, little skirmishes that are being set up, and it just feels like there's going to be some blood being spilled. It feels like they're setting it up to where, man on man is going to be fighting, you know what I mean? Like living human beings, the good guys, or whatever you want to call it, either good or bad. Yeah, good and bad human beings, okay? And then you get these damn zombies from the north coming. So I feel like they'll be spilling blood, and then it's like, oh shit, we have zombies, So then the fight will have to shift maybe. I'm not saying everyone's going to shift, but I just get the feeling that it's all coming to a head, and I'm loving where it's headed. All right, thoughts and opinions down in that comment box. A lot more coming. Thanks. I'm out of here. I got more work to do.
Subscribe now.